I checked a bunch of reviews for this film, and more were very cruel to it than were kind. So I thought maybe I should be a little bit kind to this film, because I honestly found myself amused more often than I was not amused. This is not a film you should be taking seriously in any way, shape, or form. It is entirely a comedy before it is a horror. This is in the vein of, say, Shaun of the Dead and Zombieland. If you understand the lack of logic in either one of those films, you will know that this film fits right at home in such lack of logicness. Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse features 3 young Boy Scouts in the high school year of the sophomore, featuring Cyclops. I don't know his name, I just know he was Cyclops in the reboot X-Men era. We have Douchebag Kid, and we have, Lulk Kid. I'm gonna call him the Lulk Kid. The Beluga, that's it. We'll call him Beluga, Douchebag, and Cyclops. Alright? So Beluga, Cyclops, Douchebag, and Beluga are in the Boy Scouts. They've been in the Boy Scouts since they were very young, and Beluga's father ended up passing away. And so Beluga latched on to the Boy Scouts throughout his high school years, and he kept his 2 best friends in the Boy Scouts as well, despite their wanting to leave the Boy Scouts to get better lives because they were afraid they'd be viewed as jokes, as bully material targets, and all that stuff besides. Cyclops here likes Douchebag's older sister. The older sister is, I believe, either a junior or a senior, and yeah, he's hitting above his pay grade a little bit, but she does seem to like him. Beluga is just busy having fun in the Boy Scouts. He's just a Beluga. And then the Douchebag Kid, he wants to leave the Boy Scouts so that he can get after some tail, as he would like to call it, tail. He's a little bit more vulgar than that, but I'm just gonna call it tail. And then we have this dude. He's the Boy Scout leader, and I forget the actor's name, but he's in a bunch of comedies, and he was pretty funny in this. Let's talk about the zombies. Now, the zombies aren't exactly consistent. There are some zombies that retain the muscle memory of the type of actions they would do before they died, so as to say. For example, there is a stripper zombie that knows how to pole dance. There is a bouncer zombie that knows how to keep people out of the stripper bar. There is a trucker zombie who happens to be a very big Britney Spears fan, and when you sing Britney Spears songs to this zombie, he'll start to sing along with you. It is absolutely absurd and hilarious. And though there are some shambling zombies that don't necessarily share the muscle memory of those other examples, they're just typical zombies. So you shouldn't really expect consistency here. Consistency is not necessarily the name of the game when it comes to a comedy zombie movie. So if you can put that type of mentality aside and just say this is a dumb, fun movie for comedy's sake, like Shaun of the Dead, then you might come in enjoying it. While I do think Shaun of the Dead and Zombieland are superior films to Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse, Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse should in no way be viewed as a film you should skip. It flew under my radar for years. I never watched this film until I found the DVD copy in a $1 bargain bin. I saw the cover and it looked 80s. It looked all Goonies meets zombies. And it's kind of very similar to that. So we got the 3 scouts and they end up meeting a former schoolmate of theirs. I forget her name, but we're going to call her the Badass. Now, the Badass was a senior when they were freshmen in high school, and the senior lady, she was a badass in school, and she was very popular with everything. And then she became a bar waitress at the stripper joint. Everybody thought she became a stripper herself, but no, she just became a cocktail waitress. Her reputation kind of fell through. I believe she ended up dropping out before she could complete high school. She did get her GED. There's a lot of character growth between these four characters. There's a very large amount of character to this. You surprisingly find yourself actually caring about these four characters as they go through their banter throughout this film. It's a lot like Shaun of the Dead, where Shaun's relationship with his best friend and his trying to get back with his girlfriend and the other flatmates that his girlfriend has, and then his mother, who happens to be turning into a zombie. There's a lot of character drama in Shaun of the Dead that feels very similar to this. There's a bunch of character drama in Zombieland too, between four characters: the badass, the Tallahassee, the kid who is the kid, whatever, the douchebag girl, and the girlfriend girl. There's a lot of very similar tropes, so as to say, between Zombieland and Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse and the comedy of Shaun of the Dead. So if you like Shaun of the Dead and Zombieland, then you're probably going to end up enjoying Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. There's a lot of immature humor in this, though if you're a fan of South Park, you're probably going to laugh all the same at the fart jokes and all that stuff besides. It's a fun time. It really is. There are a lot of people that are very cruel to this film, and I don't think it's very well served. Well, I would not rate this thing any higher than a 7 out of 10. I'd probably even give it a 6.5. I still think it is an enjoyable film. Lower-rated movies can still be enjoyable if it is to your tastes. Even a rated 1 out of 10 film could be your favorite movie, for all I care. That means you should give these films a shot if you're even remotely interested in them, if that makes sense to you. Give it a shot if you like Zombieland or Shaun of the Dead. This is Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse.